friends, welcome to our channel Masoma Seeds, where we plant seeds of succession, seeds of continuity, building a legacy, where we empower you to look at how to use your mind to be able to come up with great values, with a mission, with a vision to ensure generational legacy. So I'm Therese J, founder of Masoma Seeds, and at Masoma Seeds, something that's really close to my heart is succession and continuity. And today I want to tie succession and continuity with one of our pillars. We have three pillars at Masoma Seeds. Okay, there is Masoma, which is Masoma Seeds. Masoma means gratitude. It's a word of Bantu origin, meaning thank you, just being grateful for everything. And then we have Ubuntu, which is I am because you are. I mean, we are social beings. So if I don't exist, you cannot exist. We don't live on a deserted island all alone. There is no fun, there is no joy. So that sense of community, that togetherness is what Ubuntu is all about. And that's a big pillar in our company, in our organization, in our vision. And then the last one is Mtlaba. Mtlaba meaning of the earth. That is a word that is of Swazi origin and it holds so much meaning because it's me, this body, connected to the earth, connected to all what is around me, the environment, my ancestors, my roots, the people. That is all Mtlaba. So those are the three pillars that really support our vision as Masoma Seeds to empower Africans to really leave a legacy, to also live a life of meaning and give back so that they don't die full, so that they leave everything here because they existed. So today I want to talk about succession and continuity using the pillar Ubuntu. You know, Ubuntu is more than a word. And fun fact, Ubuntu is a word that has, like, they've tried to translate it in other languages. You just can't find the meaning of Ubuntu. So the word just says Ubuntu. Whether you're speaking English or French or German, you just say Ubuntu. So it's one of those words that the essence is really in the word. Okay, so don't try to look for the translation. It's just Ubuntu. I am because you are. And I'm saying it's just more than a word. It is a way of life. It is, I am because we are. Okay, we are. And that's what makes us live. That's what makes us thrive. That's why we go to work. That's why we have families. That's why we have businesses, because somebody else has to be. And it's a reminder that no success in personal life is exciting if it does not touch other people. So success has to be something that's shared. And that's where Ubuntu comes in. And there is no legacy that is lasting if it dies with us. I hope you are getting what I'm trying to say. So how would you build a legacy if it doesn't live, if it doesn't outlive you, if it doesn't live after you are gone? What legacy would that look like? So that is where Ubuntu come in. So that legacy gap is what I want to talk about today. And you know, when I look at our continent, Africa, there is so much brilliance. We have entrepreneurs, we have leaders, we have visionaries. But many businesses die with their founders. Why? When we look around us, we see Apple, we see Google, we see Facebook, we see Mercedes-Benz, we see Samsung, all those big names. They live. I mean, they outlive their founders. But when we look at our continent, why do our businesses die with their founders? Because succession, if it's not planned, then continuity cannot work. So continuity is built in as part of the plan. We can't start a company and we're not thinking of, we do here, when we go for trainings, workshops, seminars, talk of succession planning. training, legacy. But when we look, just look around you. If you find businesses in Africa that have that type of continuity plan, please share, because we really want to celebrate them. And that is it, because it really gets sad when you have a dream that stays in one head. There is no system in place to ensure. There is no family in the business. Families fight and kill each other when the owner, the founder, continues or transitions. We see that every day. So why is it that we don't build our businesses into the next generation? That is what Ubuntu will do, to help you see that. So if we don't build with succession in mind, it's like we are planting a tree with no roots. Imagine a tree with no roots. What are we doing? So we need to shift from building just for survival to building for continuity. Okay, so Ubuntu calls us to share wisdom, not just sharing wealth. We want to share wisdom. We know in our good book, when the Lord asked Solomon, what do you want? Solomon says, I want wisdom. But then when we have wisdom, wealth comes with it. Health comes with it. Happiness, community, they all come together. So we are saying, how can we then use Ubuntu to share wisdom and do that? How can we use Ubuntu to mentor people, not just manage people? How can we use Ubuntu to prepare others, not just protect ourselves? So that is what Ubuntu, that wing of Ubuntu as succession and continuity will look like, where you can ask yourself 3 questions. The first question you want to ask yourself is, who am I empowering? Really look and be honest. Look at that. Who am I empowering? The second question you want to ask yourself is, what structures will outlive me? What structures will outlive me? Am I putting systems in place to make sure this continues long after I'm gone? And the last question you want to ask, how am I documenting my values and systems? We know Africa is really built on oral tradition. We know our ancestors were all into fables and proverbs and stories by the fireside. That was exciting. But these days, it's about continuity. We don't want people to transition and then their ideas die with them. We want to see structures in place where people can be proud that you lived, and that helps us. So just to round off, I'm just trying to say that Ubuntu reminds us, okay? Ubuntu reminds us that you don't just raise a child, you raise a community. You don't just build a brand, you build a legacy. And with that, I thank you, friends. Don't forget to like, to share, to subscribe. Click that button so that you follow for more notifications when we put up new videos. Thank you so much, and yeah.